Hey everybody, Bill Clemens here, and I'm just shooting a quick video here. Hopefully it's quick. Today, 1 year ago, I put myself into a mental hospital. I don't know if it was a nervous breakdown or what you would call it, but I was suicidal. I was dealing with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and I was not in a good place mentally or physically. It was a very, very dark place to be, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Now this is 1 year later, and I'm coming out of the other end of the tunnel. It's a long road. There's a lot of things I'm going to have to deal with for the rest of my life, and I can accept that. There's a lot of things that may never heal, may never go away, but I'm able to move forward now. I'm able to recognize when the anxiety or the depression or, something like that, when it's starting to take over. And I have tools in place now because of therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists and, anybody with 4 or 5 different letters after their name, because these people have helped me, and I'm in that better place because of them. This time last year, when I was going into it's 9/20 on Friday the 13th of March, 2015, and this time it was about the time when I was walking with my wife up to the elevator to take me up to the psych ward floor. My brother-in-law, Bill, was behind us. He was there for support for me and my wife. And it almost felt like a scene. I don't know if people have ever seen the movie Dead Man Walking, but that's what it felt like. I was wondering, what the heck did I just do? What did I put myself and my family? What am I putting them through? Why am I doing this? I should have just kept my mouth shut and, handled it on my own. And the truth was, I couldn't handle it on my own. Mentally, I wasn't able to. I tried to drive a car in front of a tractor trailer. The car didn't move, and for one reason or another, I believe God has a higher calling for me. I truly believe it's in Him that that car did not move when I pressed the gas. The car wasn't neutral, wasn't in park. It was in gear. It was about that point after I called my wife and said I needed to go somewhere. I needed help. It's been a long year, but you know what? That night, I'll never forget. I prayed probably like I've never prayed before. I've been brought up Catholic, and I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. And everybody's got their different beliefs, and that's kosher. But for me, I prayed to God that night. I prayed to Jesus. And I asked for help for me and for my family. I asked that God would remove my enemies from me and from my family. And by enemies, I mean the people who had caused a lot of this trauma when I was younger, and who were still, up to that point causing trauma within my life and my wife and children's lives. And it's funny, I asked God to remove my enemies, and it's amazing how my family started disappearing from my life. Not all my family. I have plenty of family who was right there for me, praying for me, and you know who you are. And I love all of you. But it was amazing how when I prayed to God to have Him remove my enemies, these people who were so intricate in destroying me and pulling me down like an albatross or an an anchor. And they started disappearing from my life. Just poof, gone. It was amazing. So that was really one big thing that I was shocked, because, you ask God to get rid of your enemies, and, you're not thinking family. But, between extended family and up close and personal family, not considering my wife and children, but other than that, people started disappearing from my life and from my family's life. And it's been for the better. It truly has. Within this last year, I found out what true family really is, what true friends really are. And, I love each and every one of them, because, going through this process, I wasn't by myself. My wife was there. She was dealing with her own version of my personal hell. Then there was my son and my daughter, and they were each dealing with their own version of my personal hell and how it was affecting each one of them. And my friends and certain family were there for them. And I got to be honest with you. One thing I've learned over the last year is family isn't necessarily the people you're brought up with. They're the people you choose to be around, and who choose to be around you. They're the people you want in your life. They're the people who will be there for you at 3 a.m. when a pipe bursts. They'll show up with a bag of tools and, they're there. Or, you put out a GoFundMe account and, they're some of the first people to donate. And, in the back of your mind that they don't have it either, but they're there. They're helping my family out, and it's rough for everybody. And I don't fault anybody who wasn't able to give. But, there were people who sent prayers for me and who did so many good things for my family and I. And I love each and every one of you for that. There was a family that adopted my family, my children, for Christmas. And she knows who she is, and I hope she watches this video, because I want to thank her and her family. This woman and her family who helped us. Because of her, my children were surprised as anything come Christmas Day, because they knew how rough it'd been. It was amazing. It was amazing, the giving that people were doing and were willing to help. There were strangers who I didn't even know who were donating money. They're people I'm looking on. I have no clue who that person is. But yet I was thankful. And I prayed. And I said thank you. When I put out that GoFundMe account, like I said, there were so many people who just jumped on it. And it was amazing. It was mind-boggling to me how many people who I did know and didn't know were there, were ready and willing to help. And like I said, that's another part where families started to go poof. They disappeared. Bill needs help. Oh, forget it. Never mind. Bye. And I'm cool with that, because, some of them are people I've given money to. And I did it because they were family. But in my mind, if I give you $20 and, I lend you $20, I never see you again, well, it's a good investment, I guess. But there were so many, I got to keep this positive. I don't want to go off negative here, because this year really has been about positive change. And do I have days where I still feel down? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is life still tough some days? Yeah, without a doubt. Will it get easier? Sure. I still take a bunch of meds. I'm trying to get off of some of them, and I'm sure I will. I know without a doubt, eventually things will get worked out and the doctors will get me where I need to be. Recently found out I had more medical problems than I originally thought. You know what? It's life. Got to deal with it. Got to move forward. Sorry, I had a couple notes I wrote down, and I'm just, like I said, basically, it's been a long year. Mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, it's been a very long, rough year at times. But with the help of you, my family, my friends, who I choose, who I want to be around, my friends, who are friends, who, even if it's just a long distance friendship, I value that. Facebook friends, somebody who we just talk every now and then or swap ideas, things like that. I value your friendships. And even the people who prayed for my family, I can't thank you enough. I have to be honest. I mean, there are probably 3 outside of my family here, 3 extremely important people who helped my family more than they ever could. Maybe 4 or 5. Actually, I gotta say 5. Who helped my family more than they ever could. And more than I ever would have asked for or expected. One of them is the reason I have this set up here, and I'm able to move forward with my business, and I am moving forward. I'm putting it out there. I want to be held accountable for things, and I'm moving forward. No more going back, no more looking in the rearview mirror, straight ahead for me. But I just wanted to say thank you. This year, it's been a roller coaster. It's been really high. It's been really low. That's like anything in life. But I don't want to ramble here. But I want to say thank you for the last year. I am thankful what I tried to do didn't happen. And I wasn't successful at it. And if there's anybody out there who's thinking of hurting themselves, who's considering taking that bottle of pills, or grabbing that rope and walking into the woods, taking the nasty plunge off of a bridge, call me, text me, reach out to me on Facebook. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Talk to somebody first. Try and get help. Doesn't matter who you get help from. Try and get help. Find a stranger. Call a suicide hotline. Because you're here for a reason. We don't always know what that reason's for. It may be little, it may be huge. But I truly believe we all serve a purpose here on this earth. And we're all here for a reason. And I'm not going to go on anymore because it's about 14 minutes and it's probably too long anyway. But I just want to say thank you once again to everybody for the prayers, for the financial help, for the physical help from my family, everything. I love you all. I wish you nothing but the best. And God bless. And remember, if you need help, if you need to talk to somebody because you're at the end of the rope, please contact me. I am here for you. Honesty. Love you all. God bless.